Have you ever woken up from a dream so vivid, so bizarre, you just had to wonder, what on earth was that all about? A dream where you were flying, or being chased, or talking to someone you haven't seen in years. You're not alone. For centuries, humanity has been fascinated by the mysterious world we enter when we close our eyes. Dreams are more than just random brain firings. They are a secret language of our minds, a personal cinema playing nightly in our heads. But how do we decode these messages? That's where two giants of psychology come in, and their epic intellectual battle changed how we see ourselves forever. Let's travel back to the early 20th century, a time of immense change and discovery. In the heart of Vienna, a brilliant and bold thinker named Sigmund Freud was developing a revolutionary idea, psychoanalysis. At the core of his theory was the concept of the unconscious mind, a hidden reservoir of our deepest desires, fears, and repressed memories. And for Freud, dreams were the royal road to this hidden world. He believed every dream was a form of wish fulfillment, that feeling of being chased. Maybe it's a disguised wish to escape a real-life pressure. That dream about losing your teeth? Freud might say it relates to anxieties about power or appearance. He saw dreams as heavily censored messages. What you remember, the manifest content, is just a mask for the real, often scandalous meaning, the latent content. According to Freud, our minds use symbols to disguise thoughts that society, or even we ourselves, would find unacceptable. So, that long object in your dream might not just be a long object. Everything was a puzzle, a code to be cracked, and it all led back to repressed drives and childhood experiences. Freud's ideas were radical, and they attracted a circle of brilliant followers. Among them was a promising young Swiss psychiatrist, Carl Jung. Initially, Freud saw Jung as his crown prince, the heir apparent who would carry the torch of psychoanalysis into the future. For a while, they were an intellectual powerhouse, sharing ideas, analyzing each other's dreams, and pushing the boundaries of psychology. But Jung was no mere follower. He was a visionary in his own right, and soon, cracks began to appear in their relationship. Jung started to feel that Freud's obsession with repressed desires was too narrow, too limiting. He felt there had to be more to the human psyche than just a cellar full of hidden urges. This disagreement came to a head over the very nature of dreams. While Jung agreed that dreams were important, he disagreed that they were merely hiding our forbidden wishes. Instead, he saw dreams as a natural process of communication from our inner selves. He believed dreams weren't trying to trick us, they were trying to help us. Jung proposed that dreams were a way for the psyche to achieve balance and wholeness, a process he called individuation. If you dreamed you were unprepared for an exam, Jung wouldn't just see it as anxiety. He might suggest the dream is pointing out an area in your waking life where you feel unprepared, encouraging you to face it and grow. For Jung, dreams were forward-looking, offering guidance and insight, not just dwelling on the past. The real bombshell in their debate was Jung's idea of the collective unconscious. This was a radical departure from Freud. Jung proposed that beneath our personal unconscious, there lies a deeper, shared layer of the human psyche. This collective unconscious is a repository of universal symbols and themes, which he called archetypes. These are ancient patterns and images that are common to all cultures and all people throughout history. The wise old man, the great mother, the hero, the trickster, these are archetypes. Have you ever dreamed of a mythical creature you've never seen before? Or a place that feels ancient and familiar? Jung would say you've tapped into the collective unconscious. These archetypal dreams carry a profound, universal wisdom that transcends your personal experience. This was a world away from Freud's intensely personal, family-focused view of the mind. Imagine Freud and Jung on a ship to America in 1909. They spent the journey analyzing each other's dreams. The story goes that Freud was reluctant to share too many details of his own dreams, afraid it would undermine his authority. Jung, on the other hand, was open but increasingly critical of Freud's rigid interpretations. This voyage symbolized their diverging paths. Freud was building a structured, almost medical model of the mind, while Jung was venturing into a more spiritual, mystical, and expansive territory that included mythology, religion, and even alchemy. The final break was painful and dramatic. They stopped writing to each other, and the world of psychology was split in two. It was more than a disagreement. It was the end of a deep friendship and a powerful collaboration. So, who was right? Freud or Jung? The truth is, their conflict wasn't about one being right and the other being wrong. It was about two different ways of looking at the same incredible mystery. Freud gave us the tools to look inward, to understand how our past and our hidden desires shape us. He taught us that nothing is accidental, that even a slip of the tongue or a forgotten name can reveal something deep. He was the detective of the mind, searching for clues in the dark corners of our personal history. He made us take our inner lives seriously. Jung, on the other hand, gave us a map to a much larger world. He encouraged us to look not just inward, but also outward and upward, to see ourselves as part of a grand, timeless human story. He showed us that dreams could be a source of creativity, wisdom, and spiritual growth. He was the explorer of the soul, connecting our personal journey to the collective saga of humanity. He told us our lives have a purpose, a path toward becoming our truest, most complete selves. Today, their legacies are woven into the fabric of our culture. When you talk about a Freudian slip, you're using his language. When you discuss personality types, like introvert and extrovert, you're using Jung's concepts. Therapists today often draw from both schools of thought, using Freudian analysis to uncover past traumas and Jungian ideas to help people find meaning and purpose. They don't see it as a war anymore, but as a rich toolbox for understanding the complexities of the human mind. So the next time you wake up from a strange dream, think about these two pioneers. Are you trying to fulfill a hidden wish, as Freud might suggest? Or is your psyche trying to tell you something important about your path forward, as Jung would believe? Perhaps it's a little bit of both. The beauty is, there's no single right answer. Your dreams are your own personal mystery. Keeping a dream journal, paying attention to recurring themes, and simply being curious can be an incredible journey of self-discovery. The silent war between Freud and Jung may be over, but the conversation they started about the hidden world within us continues every single night in the theater of our dreams. What will yours tell you tonight? Thanks so much for watching and exploring this fascinating piece of psychological history with me. If you enjoyed this journey into the mind, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive. See you in the next video.